Hey guys, it's Renee. So today I have a lengthy one for you. So first I started printing this Merry Christmas. I chose the font on the website, the font. I think the name of the font is actually Merry Christmas. I don't really remember though. I checked out a bunch of them, but I'm gonna link below the image of this, like what you're seeing right now. But I'm gonna be cutting this. I'll be using two scissors. My bigger scissors going to be for the outside of everything, and then my detail scissors, or just I call them my dainty scissors, but these are just pointier and just sharper. They were wonders for details inside each letter. And I got the scissors at the beauty section, and these are just to trim eyebrows or eyelashes, like the eyelashes that you glue, but I use them for crafts. Then I'm gonna be using some foamy paper. I'll use double-sided tape to just tape my two words to the center of the paper, sort of. Then I'm going to be tracing the letters with my mechanical pencil, and I'm not really sure if there are printers that can print in foamy paper. If there are, just print that there instead. Just save yourself some work. Mine doesn't print in any other paper than standard paper. Once I'm done tracing the general words, I'm just gonna go back and just add some details, and then again cutting out the whole thing using my two scissors, pretty much doing the same thing that I did before. It's pretty much the same. Actually, it's easier to cut in this kind of paper because for the details, sometimes you feel like regular paper is gonna break, and with this kind of paper, because it's thicker, it won't. I'm gonna be placing both words in another piece of foamy paper, and because this is gonna be a huge or just bigger postcard, I'm gonna cut out the excess of this. So this is gonna be the size of it. Then on that paper, I'm gonna be marking 1 centimeter per side. So on 4 sides, and then going with my ruler. Then the inside of it, I'm going to be painting with this off-white acrylic paint. I do have the DIY showing you how to make this if you like this shade of off-white. My Merry Christmas words, I'm going to be painting them in black acrylic paint, and the sides as well. Feel free to work with black foamy paper. I just bought a pack, a bunch of white foamy paper, and that's the one that I use because I prefer to paint it. And yeah, the sides I painted with a smaller detail brush. Then I'm gonna add all around the details to make this a vintage Christmas postcard, tracing 2 centimeters all the way, and then just making diagonal lines like this. On the left side, I'm gonna be again marking 2 centimeters, and then just basing myself from the top diagonal lines to just go from there. And on the right side is pretty much the same, just marking 2 centimeters, and then just going from there to just the bottom part. To paint this, I want this to have a vintagey feel to it, so I'm just gonna be adding some brown to my green and red. This brown I did myself. I do have the DIY showing you how to make this alongside the off-white one. I have a playlist of different custom-made acrylic paint shades that I've made, so if you feel like creating new shades of acrylic paint, check that out. But I'm gonna be painting this using my square brushes. These are just small brushes, detail brushes, but they're square, and this worked perfect to reach the edges of this. First, going with my green, I added 2 to 3 coats of this, and then with my red doing the same thing. And this time was actually easier because you already have the previous color in there. Now, the one thing that I don't like when working with foamy paper, when you paint it, it kind of starts getting wrinkly and just like this, not even at all. So it kind of loses its shape. So I'm just going to be making this thicker by just grabbing 2 more foamy papers, adjusting the size of them to my postcard, cutting the excess, and then just gluing them one on top of the other, and finally the postcard one on top. Then I realized that I made a bunch of mistakes with my green and red, so I went with my off-white and just erased all of them. We're just trying to create an even line. Then I'll use this detail brush. This used to be a detail brush, but it was much fuller. I just made it thinner and just kind of pointy, you know what I mean? I do have the DIY showing you how I made this one. Feel free to check it out if you like how this brush paints, but I'm going to be adding some details to the edges to just make this brighter, but also separate my green to my red. Also, I feel like without this off-white lines that I'm doing right now, it kind of felt like wrapping paper a little bit too much, and I just didn't like it. I'm gonna glue my Merry Christmas to my postcard using my Elmer's glue, obviously gluing them from the back, so turning them upside down, add the glue to the back, using my brush to just be more precise because if I went directly with the glue, it was gonna go all over the place, the glue, and it was gonna be a mess. And here's like nighttime, but I hope you can see it was late when I was doing this, so it's kind of dark. I added 2 to 3 coats of this one, and to be honest, I just recommend you using spray gloss. I use spray gloss when I paint my phone cases, and I love the finish of that so much more. I like using this kind of gloss for accessories or just smaller things, but for this I didn't like it because you can see the brush strokes. So what I did is just went with my brush, like painting like circles like this, and it kind of works. But again, if you have like spray glosses, just use that instead. I ran out of my spray gloss, but if I had that, I would have used that instead. Then I'm going to be adding the final touch to it. I'm going to be writing to and from, and then just some lines with my ruler. I use a fine detail Sharpie. And while my writing isn't the best, I wish I had cuter writing, but this is pretty much what I got. And then finally, I just made it a bit more handmade, made those lines thicker with my hand. But yeah, guys, this is pretty much the idea that I wanted to share with you. I wanted to share it last week, but I couldn't. Maybe you can try this for next Christmas, or if you're into crafting and you just want to do something in between Christmas and New Year's. Maybe you're like me and that weird space in between Christmas and New Year's when you have no idea what day it is, what time it is, and what's going on, but you're pretty much in the Christmas spirit still, and you're still making like a bunch of like Christmas things for next year. Maybe you can give this a try. The idea of this is to look like a big Christmas postcard. If it doesn't look like that, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I tried. But I think it looks cute anyways. This is like the scale of it. It's not like a humongous one, but it's like a biggish one. You can display it wherever you want. I'm just displaying this in my like smaller Christmas tree next to my gingerbread man that I did last December, I think. And I think they look really cute. But yeah, I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope you have an amazing time with your family and loved ones. Thank you for watching this. And if you like this idea, don't forget to let me know, give this a thumbs up and share this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later and take care. Bye.